Hello everyone. We're going to be talking about how to write an essay, and we're going to compare the essay to the paragraph which you learned before. Now, first I want you to look at the diagram and notice how the three parts of a paragraph correspond to the three parts of an essay. A paragraph, as you know, has three parts. The introduction or the topic sentence, you have the supporting sentences, and you have the concluding sentence. That's three parts in a paragraph. Now, in an essay, you also have three parts. One paragraph is the introduction that plays the same role a topic sentence plays in a paragraph. So you have the introduction paragraph. In a paragraph, you have the supporting sentences. That's the second part. In an essay, the second part is the body paragraph. You usually have 2 to 3 body paragraphs. And finally, in a paragraph, you have a concluding sentence. In an essay, you have a concluding paragraph again. There's one whole paragraph that basically plays the same role that a concluding sentence plays in an actual paragraph. Now, an essay introduction stimulates the reader's interest, and it tells what the essay is going to be about. The last sentence of an introduction is the thesis statement, like the topic sentence of a paragraph. A thesis statement names the specific topic of the essay. The body consists of one or more paragraphs. Each paragraph develops a subdivision of the topic. The conclusion, like the concluding sentence in a paragraph, is a summary or review of the main points discussed in the body. An essay has unity and coherence, just as a paragraph does. The transition signals link the paragraphs into a cohesive whole. As you read the model essay, study its organization and notice the transition signals at the beginning of the 3 body paragraphs. They tell you which pattern of organization this essay uses. Okay, now you have a sample essay. I would like you to pause this video, read the sample essay, and try to answer the questions. Then come back and play the video again. Okay, now we're going to be talking about the introduction paragraph. The introductory paragraph or introduction is the first paragraph of an essay. It has 2 functions. 1, it attracts the reader's interest. And 2, it introduces the topic of the essay. There are several kinds of introductory paragraphs. Now, in this lesson, you will learn to write a kind known as a funnel introduction. A funnel introduction has 2 parts, several general statements, and 1 thesis statement. The general statements give the reader background information about the topic of the essay. They should lead your reader gradually from a very general idea of your topic to a very specific idea. The first general statement in a funnel introduction just introduces the topic, like the lens of a camera moving in for a close-up picture. Now, each sentence that follows becomes more and more focused on a specific topic. The thesis statement is normally the last sentence in an introductory paragraph. It has 3 purposes. 1, it states the specific topic of the essay. 2, it may list the subtopics of the main topic. Sometimes they're called blueprints. And 3, it may also mention the method of organization. Now, I want you to reread the introductory paragraph of the model essay, which is called Styles of Popular Music. Notice how the sentences gradually move from the general topic of music to the specific topic. 3 successful styles of popular music. Now, the first sentence, as I said, attracts the reader's interest with a short sentence. It also names the general topic, which is music. The second sentence says that each culture has its own kinds of music. And the next 2 sentences narrow the general topic, which is music, to a more specific one, which is popular music, and mention that it has many styles. The final sentence, the thesis statement, specifically names the 3 styles to be discussed in the body paragraphs: reggae, punk, and rap. Now, this kind of introductory paragraph is called a funnel introduction because it resembles a funnel, wide at the top, which is the beginning, and narrow at the bottom, which is the end. All right, now let's read this funnel introduction together. And notice how it goes from general to specific, which is finally the thesis statement. Music is truly the one universal language. Although all cultures have music, each culture develops its own musical forms and styles. In particular, popular music varies from culture to culture and from generation to generation. In the past 100 years or so, there has been an explosion of popular music styles in the West. 3 of the more successful styles are reggae, punk, and rap. Okay, so we discussed the introductory paragraph of the essay. Now we're going to move on to the body paragraphs. The body of an essay is made up of 1 or more paragraphs. Each body paragraph has a topic sentence and several supporting sentences. It may or may not have a concluding sentence. Each body paragraph supports the thesis statement. I want you to reread the 3 body paragraphs of the model essay. The topic sentence of each body paragraph introduces 1 style of popular music. The supporting sentences following each topic sentence give more information about each style. Now, let's take a look at it. The thesis statement is 3 of the more successful styles are reggae, punk, and rap. And the topic sentences: 1 successful style of popular music is reggae, which was born on the Caribbean island of Jamaica in the 1960s and spread throughout the world in the 1970s. A 2nd successful style of popular music is punk. And a 3rd successful style of popular music is rap, which is also called hip-hop. So we covered the introductory paragraph, then we covered the body paragraph, and now I'm going to tell you what we should expect in a concluding paragraph. The concluding paragraph is the last paragraph of an essay. It has 3 purposes. 1, it signals the end of an essay. 2, it reminds the reader of the main points. And 3, it leaves the reader with your final thoughts on the topic. Now, notice how the writer accomplishes these 3 purposes in the following concluding paragraph. Let's read the paragraph together. In short, Mr. Smith had several qualities of a great teacher. He was well informed about his subject, and his enthusiasm for it rubbed off on his students. Furthermore, his lectures were well organized, and he returned papers and tests promptly. His classes were always interesting, and he told funny stories to keep even the sleepiest students awake and engaged in learning. Mr. Smith taught more than just history. He also taught us to love learning. Now, the transition phrase, in short, signals the end of the essay. It summarizes the qualities of Mr. Smith. He was well-informed, enthusiastic, organized, and interesting. It also gives a final comment. Mr. Smith inspired students to love learning. Now, the first part of the concluding paragraph summarizes the main points or repeats the thesis statement in different words. It may require one or more than one sentence. In the second part, you may add a final comment. This is the place to express your opinion, make a judgment, or give a recommendation. However, do not add any new ideas in the concluding paragraph. Just comment on what you have already discussed. All right, now let's talk about transitions between paragraphs. Just as it is important to use transition signals to show the connection between ideas within a paragraph, it is also important to use transition signals between paragraphs to show how one paragraph is related to another paragraph. Now, transition signals can tell your reader if the topic of the next paragraph follows the same line of thought or reverses direction. Look at this example. In addition to costing money for special food, fad diets, blah, blah, blah. This is a transition between two paragraphs. Look at this other example. On the other hand, fad diets work for some people, blah, blah, blah. Now, the first example showed that the line of thoughts are going in the same direction. In addition to costing money to special food, fad diets, blah, blah, blah. It's in the same direction. But in the second example, which says, on the other hand, fad diets work for some people, basically we're seeing a reverse of direction. Now, the writer of these two sentences could have used any of the transition signals in the chart that you see right now. The four on the left are the ones that you already know. The two on the right are new. The advantage of using the new ones is that you can repeat the topic of the preceding paragraph in the same sentence in which you name the topic of the next paragraph. This technique helps link your body paragraphs into a coherent, cohesive essay. Now, notice that besides appears in both lists. In the list on the left, besides is a sentence connector and must be followed by a comma and an independent clause. In the list on the right, besides is a preposition and must be followed by a noun or gerund. Similarly, in addition is a sentence connector, and in addition is a preposition. Now, if the next paragraph is about an opposite idea, use one of the following transitions. As you can notice, in this table, you have transitions where you can use in between paragraphs to show opposite ideas, like on the other hand, however, although, even though, despite, in spite of, and so on. All right, now we're going to be talking about outlining. The most important thing to do when you write an essay is to write an outline. An outline basically tells you how you're going to organize your ideas. Remember, anytime that you sit down and write an essay, make sure you spend at least 5 minutes to try to figure out what you're going to write and try to figure out what your outline is going to look like. Now, an outline for an essay with two body paragraphs might look like this. Take a look at this example. We have the introduction paragraph, which includes a thesis statement. We have two body paragraphs. The first body paragraph gives three main ideas, three supporting points actually about the first topic sentence. And the second body paragraph gives two supporting points about the main idea. And finally, you have the conclusion.